What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. This is season 16, episode 9, Partying Ways. And before I get started, again, this was what? I'm almost a week late with Married at First Sight. I've been celebrating my birthday week, and all of that. So I really appreciate all the well wishes, happy birthdays, and all that from all the Dub fam. I've definitely felt the love. And I said I was going to be back on Monday. And that was my original plan, but had so much fun, I broke my phone. And you never know how much your life is connected when you don't have your phone and you can't use it. It's just, it threw me off. And I'm surprised I made it to Wednesday. I was going to just say skip it, but I said, you know what, let me be a man of my word, even though I got a whole lot on my plate. And because tonight I'm rushing because I will be going over to Sabrina's Soul and doing a live panel with Ready to Love. So I'm kind of squeezing this in, even though this is my channel. I get it done. I already made a prior commitment to her channel. So again, I got to be a man of my word. So again, I'm glad to be back a year older and got some new reading glasses. So that's going to help me read my notes because some people I've noticed before, somebody say you squint, kind of squinting because I can't really see up close. I have excellent further vision and all that. But let's get into this video because I got things to do and I need to give the people what they want. So, as I said in my intro, I am YouTube's number one commenter on this channel. It's all about the comments. And I gotta say, like, I definitely need the likes. I definitely need the subscriptions, but we focus here on the comments. So, on your way in, tap that like button, get that algorithm going, and let me just go into the reviews. So, on this week, normally, I was going back and forth and getting a vote with the people. Should I do couple by couple or should I do just all one? And I'm a kind of go on this one. It was pretty much split in half. So I'm going to just decide to do it case by case. And this week I'm gonna do like more like the freestyle, go off on a bit of notes and kind of speak freely on what I got going on as far as Married at First Sight. So let's pick it up. Even though we're a week late and the new episode comes on tonight, but it picks up with where Dom and Mac are meeting with Pastor Cal, and we still getting that talk of Mac being the giant loser and all of that. And I mean that speaks volumes to him. I know people like are really sympathizing with Mac. Like I'm like Dom. I'm an energy person, so I want positive vibes. Granted, they're going to be everything's not going to be perfect. New Edition told us that. It's going to be some stormy days. We got that. But for a person that seems like they're always down in themselves or speaking negatively or complaining all the time, for an energy person, that drains your soul. You want to run into a corner and get where you can be safe from somebody bringing you down because you can bring yourself down, it's just like who wants to hear that? So I really I'm like on the side of Dom in this situation where like Mac's attitude, the way he speaks, the way he complains, it's just it gets to be too much. But this was a to be continued situation. So Pastor Cal wants to get to the bottom of it and kind of find out what Dom means when she says like, "Hey, um, I'm over it. I'm over it." She's alluding. She won't speak directly and say like, "I want a divorce." And Pastor Cal took Dom to a trip to the dentist. He pulled them teeth out of her and made her say, "I want a divorce," and which it is. It was necessary because you can't just go on a I'm over this and somebody say, "Oh, well, I didn't mean I want a divorce. I was just over the situation or the argument." So we get a confirmation. She's done with it. And then Pastor Cal, he tried to make Dom feel bad, think like it was 25 too young. Dom should have said, "You know what? I should be asking you that. You picked me. Whether I was too young or not. I mean, look what you gave me, negative Nancy." So, as far as we know, they're officially over. And I'm kind of glad that gives me one less couple to review. And now we don't have to go back and forth. So pretty much I'll let you know if they are pretty much in a scene, unless there's some significance, I will not mention Mac and Dom no more. To me, both of them, rest in peace. I'm really done with them. So let's go on over to you know, Eris. Eris, like, he concerns me like in so many ways. Granted, like, he to me he talks the double talk. He's like speaks in duality. One minute, he's never ever lived with a woman. He's never ever spent 2.5 hours with a woman. But all of a sudden, he's like, I've been in multiple relationships for years with different women, and all like, first, I mean, which one is it? You never been in a relationship? You have? You haven't? Next thing we're gonna find out that he's married or something like that. But it's just more important about like why I question. We're talking about like his kissing cousin, who's always up in their mix of him and Jasmine, and just the fact that like he goes out his way to kind of put Jasmine down or let her know, like, normally, I'm this sexual beast, and I get busy. I do R&B videos when I see any woman except you. You know, who wouldn't feel bad by that? And I'm going to say, I'm not going to say Jasmine is giving the pageant answer. I think she's just doing the best she can with what the experts have, given her. And it's just like really he's problematic. And to me, again, before I used to get so mad and wrapped up about these episodes and these parents, but I gotta realize it's entertainment. Time and time again, Mavs has shown me that they're not trying to pair happy couples or people who could really have a chance to make it. They're really pairing people to trigger each other, to kind of push each other's buttons, or they people who they know they won't fit together, and they want the drama. They want it on camera. So, I have to pull myself back. So let's get into like Nicole. With Nicole, to me, she's got like a lot going on. She's always in her head. She's the stress ball of this season. Like every season, they gotta have a stress ball. Somebody who's already always worried about if they're gonna be good enough, or if the shoe is gonna drop, the other shoe is gonna drop, and we could just see like she's full of insecurities. Like I said, Nicole, I loved her outlook on marriage, where like she's saying, I'm gonna do whatever it takes, no matter what I'm faced with, but at the same time she's self sabotaging herself in her head about like is is there is Chris gonna just be too much of a pushover and she's gonna walk over. I really don't understand that. Well, I do and I don't. I believe everybody needs some type of structure in their life to kind of move along okay. But if you know this is a nice guy, why walk over him knowingly? If you're not trying to misuse him. But I think it's a case of like, in a sense, where she doesn't think she's good enough for this relationship. And there's a saying like people who were abused will start doing the abusing. So that's the kind of feel I get for her. But like I said, all her anxiety is almost like a mask. Like, I'm gonna always say I believe that Nicole and Chris will stay together, but it's gonna be a very toxic situation. Nothing to be proud of, enough you want to hold on to. So let's go to Jasmine. It's two ways. I feel a couple of ways about Jasmine. Now, granted, I see that she's doing everything that she everything that she can to kind of work through the marriage or deal with what she's dealing with Eris. But at the same time, it's like uh she admitted that she's not what the best communicator, but to me, like, a person who goes into a marriage needs to be on some type of level if they expect to be some type of success. And going in, she's not there, she's not ready, like she doesn't speak up. But again, Eris is like a whole lot. And it's like she doesn't stand up for herself when she needs to, because her trying to please Eris will not make him mad. It ain't gonna do nothing but give him more of the power. Because like a lot of times people don't understand, when in a marriage, and especially in this situation, there's a power struggle. People are laying a foundation of like how it's going to be, even though in real life everything changes along the way. There's some things that stay the same, but most things change because you're changing and growing as a person. So, year 2 of marriage is not going to look like year 12. You're going to be different people. you'll have the same setup, but there's gonna be some things that change. So that's how people say, like, in a marriage or relationship, that they can grow apart, because you can become a different person, or you have different needs and wants. So you know, I don't know about Jasmine. Like I said, I don't at this point. I might start believing that she's giving pageant answers, like she's more concerned of how it looks, or just trying to do things to get along. But couple wise, like I said, the only couple that has a chance to make it to me is Nicole and Chris. And like I said, I get why the experts like really put them together, because I can really see um, how, like, Chris says, like, hey, I'm not going back to my old ways. I'm not going to be pushed around. I'm not going to be taken advantage of. But you can see it's already going into the pattern, like he's really becoming a yes man. And yeah, most people don't want that, because they want to hear how you feel, what you think, what you can contribute, or what you're gonna stand for. And that's kind of hard when Chris is just such a get along. But at the same time, is he that get along? Because um he pretty much told Nicole that, like, hey, you're gonna sign a 9 month, 9 day lease on your apartment, so we can decide where we're gonna live. And I don't even know how that plan works out, because he's worried about being homeless with his dogs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just don't I don't I don't know what's like what their marriage is going to look like after decision day, because I got a feeling like Chris, he isn't everything isn't revealed that we need to see. And I think Nicole can deal with it? Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be pretty. So pretty much with this episode, because it's the parting ways, everybody's supposed to be doing like a housewarming party, and the couples are supposed to bring over friends and family. And I gotta say, my favorite party had to be Shaq and Kirsten. Why I say that? Because they had a mindset that they wanted to bring um, married couples. Because at this point, they instead of being around their negative friends and families, they need to be around somebody who can relate to what they're doing. Even though married at first sight is a unique situation, but they need to speak to someone about um, being married and what it takes or whatever, because the issue keeps coming up about, not being attracted. And, of course, that's on Kirsten's end, but uh, yeah, she gets to be performative, because at this point, like, all this time, she actually hasn't given this man a kiss, which he desires so bad. And at the same time, she's using every excuse not to give him a kiss. Like, oh, I'm a bad kisser. At this point, I get it. Like, granted that she's supposed to be this spiritual woman and all that, but she's a lady of the lounge. She get around. She probably don't do much kissing. She probably do a little bit more than that, but kissing probably ain't a part of it. But she don't like Shaq. You can read her body language and her energy. But I mean, I think they could work, because again, they're holding hands, laying on each other, getting close, and all of that. If she kind of let her guard down and reveal who she is, they actually could make it. But it's all up to her, because Shaq does all the talking, Shaq does all the compromising, and she need to just be honest. And I mean, I guess it is. She's being honest that she's going to be. She's just saying, "Hey, I'm not attractive. There's no chemistry. There's no spark." But one of their friends, or what? Excuse, one of their the married couples, let them know that, like, hey, our situation was like the same thing. Immediately we weren't attracted to each other, or it was more so the guy wasn't attracted to the woman, and then one day it just came and they looked at him different. And hopefully that'll be them. But in these 8 weeks, I just don't believe that's going to happen for Kirsten, because she's not going to let her guard down. So, um, Nicole and Chris party, I liked it. I liked the little theme going on, like the little flamingo and all that type of situation. But it was all about Nicole in their party. Like, Chris couldn't even make, I guess, a signature dish, and I'm thinking, like, how silly is that? You can't let the man make something he's good at to contribute to the party, because it's gonna ruin the theme. Like, none of that was going on. But I mean, it's very problematic. And just thinking, like Chris don't have no voice in that marriage, and is he gonna be good with that? No, he's going to explode because you can see he's got PTSD from his last relationship. Like, hey, you're not gonna run over me. I've done it. My last relationship, I'm not doing no more. He definitely gonna snap on Nicole, but I don't think we're gonna see it on camera as of yet. So going to Eris and Jasmine party, it kind of that party kind of made me not like Eris just a bit more because it seems like um, Eris is very comfortable, like pushing the narrative, like what's wrong with Jasmine, or that when she kind of speaks up, he gets kind of defensive of, like trying to like push her back or like not make her feelings valid or whatever. Because like I said, he always want to talk about how sexually active and how he get down and active, but it's just like it's hard for him. When Jasmine wants to speak and saying like, hey, my husband is not attracted to me, and that makes me feel a kind of way. And he was like, what you think? It makes me feel a kind of way too. But it really got to me like ugly, like how he was trying to push his cousin onto Jasmine instead of protecting Jasmine in this situation. Granted, they just got married, but that's still his wife. So it's more so he's gonna push his cousin's thought in the situation, even though it's making his wife uncomfortable. He's thinking like, oh, well, she shouldn't have taken a step back and told me directly right then and there that she had a problem. Like that's a lot to deal with. Like one, you're not attracted to her. You don't want to have sex with her. Now she got to fight your cousin about not liking her. Like, make that make sense. And like, why are you taking all this into consideration? Like, well, my cousin's just she's standing 10 toes down, and if you don't answer like she wants to, like, them words didn't even make sense coming out of his mouth. But he believes that, he feels that, and can't nobody tell me. I've never heard him say it, but can't nobody tell me that's his real blood cousin. I just don't believe that. They like too unnaturally close. And as far as Eris, when he's like I said, when he speaks about Jasmine qualities, it doesn't come off like as like he likes her as a person. He'll like to speak around it. Well, I'm not attractive, but she is attractive, in somebody else's eyes, almost like you're saying. And she likes dogs, she likes kids, and if I was sick, she would wipe my butt, or if I got hurt, if I got put in jail, she would bail me out. Like, no, none of that makes sense. And just a small fun fact in that situation, we actually learned that Jasmine sleeps in a bed with her four dogs comfortably. Ugh. I gotta think. Hey, I got two little dogs, but I don't care how little and I don't care how big my king bed is. My dogs run in the mud and pick up leaves and all kind of stuff. And just to get in my bed, if my kid went outside and rolled in the grass, rolled in the mud, and did all that, could they even come in my room? The answer is no. So, I guess to each his own, but that ain't for me. So, let's go to Clint and Gina's party. So, you know, Clint, I guess he really shined. Gina was really impressed by him being able to handle four women, but I mean, I wasn't impressed. Two of the women was his friends because Clint has all women friends, and that's a little suspicious. But um, he was. You can see that Clint is a people person, and that really works. And I kind of saw Gina kind of gravitate to his personality, which is like, yeah, give it a chance. Um, do I believe Gina moved in because she just had a change of heart? I think in like Pastor Cowl's production told her like, hey, look, we done just lost Mac and Dom. Like, we're not gonna keep having this thing where y'all ain't moving in or getting down like married couples or whatever. You're gonna have to do something, or you're gonna have to leave too, and you're gonna be fine. So, at this point, could they make it? I believe so, and I mean that's like the first time I was kind of sort of like, because in real life, Clint will always say we don't have this attraction going on, but I think that Clint is really attracted to Gene. It's just that after she calling him a ginger and light skin and all that kind of stuff, he ain't gonna say yeah I like her but she don't like me. I just don't believe that. So it really could be something, but we see what Gene is about. She's about that salon promotion, and that's all she got going on, or that's what she's willing to uh, involve herself as far as the marriage. So that ain't gonna work. That's really not gonna work. So after the couples had all of the party, they did like a group meeting or like a potluck dinner with all the couples, and even Mac and Dom came because they had to make their announcement that like they're getting a divorce or what have you, or they decided to get divorced. And the couples are shocked, and they just really try to advocate for them like to kind of stay together, and you're gonna regret it and all of that going on. And immature Dom even kind of like buckled under Nicole's peer pressure to stay together, and she's thinking like, yeah, maybe um I could give it a try again, but she don't believe that, and that really speaks to, is 25 too young? Because if you have your mind set up and you're making a decision to get a divorce, which is a very serious decision, they won't be able to sway you. They don't even have history together. So it's just, again, 25 is too young. How Pastor Cal don't know that, but they're just trying to talk and check on each other how they do. I don't know if production inserts these questions, but Weird Mac is like, has anybody had sex yet? And the only couple that really speaks up is Chris and Nicole. She she and Chris had sex recently, and she blew his back out or whatever. I believe that. I believe she the man or the dominant one in a relationship in every type of way. Chris is just a get along or whatever, and you know it's not much here. It's not much here. I mean, like we already got one couple that's gotten divorced. Everybody don't like each other. Uh, Chris and Nicole are toxic. I mean, this season is extremely disappointing. There's not much to go on. There's not much to give. So I really could not split these couples up at this point on this segment because there was nothing there. So hey, that was all I could give. Drop down in the comments, tell me what you think, something I missed, something you want to add. And I will be doing another video. I already got what I got already written up and done. I'll be working hard. I got Ready to Love already written up. So I'm gonna put that out, but I'm kind of short on time because again I got that live panel on Sabrina Soul for Ready to Love as well. So as I tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.